Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix. Welcome to File Folder Friday. I have a little project here that I made up. At least I've not seen it anywhere else, and it has taken me about a day and a half to make, so hopefully I can fit most of it into this video. So let's take a little look. Now, I used a ripped up pillowcase that I found at the thrift store the other day as my tie closures. I do not like the ring bound. I don't like using rings. So what I did instead was use eyelets and then put these threads through to act as the hinges. So I'm calling this left, right, left file folder folio. So yeah, that's what will be in the title. And this is made from one file folder, just a regular size. And I know they make longer ones, so if you wanted to make a longer one, you could use that for sure. And then I decoupaged on top pieces from a 12 by 12, actually two 12 by 12s scrapbook paper with kind of complementary colors, and I did have some pieces left over, but it was to get the coverage. So these can be made with or without scrapbook paper. The one that we're going to do today, I'm going to make with an old dictionary pages. And as you can see, this is very old and very fragile, so that will be what I use on it. But let's open it up and see what it looks like. So when you open it up to the left, I put a little pocket with a card, and I won't be making the ephemera in this video. I'm just going to make the base, and then you can make your pockets and your ephemera from whatever you want to put in it. But I finished mine out using some 6x6s cut up to make little pockets and little journaling cards. So that's the left hand turn. And then here's a right hand turn. So these sides are equal, and then you continue opening all the way down until you get to the bottom. Now, because of the way the file folder is cut, when you get to the back, you have a pocket here that I put this tag in. Just a simple little tag. I backed it with a piece of my coffee dyed paper. I did tea stain my file folder before after I cut it. I tea stained it to give it, it's a little more, it's not much different, but it's a little bit different than the original file folder color. So this is left, right, left. Let me go back over like this and show you. I didn't put any decoration on the back or on this first page or the back, but you could put pockets and things like that on. Since I was making it up as I went along and realized how long it was taking, I needed to simplify it. So really all we're going to be doing today is the base, and then we'll see what time I have. No, I really enjoyed this little project, and now it does use quite a few eyelets if that's how you want to go, or you can do the rings if you should want to do it that way. But anyway, I I think it turned out pretty good. So let me get some materials together. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get us a file folder, and we're going to in my case I'm going to tear it, but in your case you can absolutely rip it. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm marking an inch on this side and at 11 inches on this side, because they're 11 5/8 inches tall, and I want 10 inches, but since I want ripped edges I need a space on either side so that I can actually rip, and I need to make my other marks so I know where to put the ruler. So for yours, just you can cut, if you're cutting, you can just cut off the 1 5/8 so that you have a 10 inches. That's what we want, is a length of 10 inches from this point to this point, up and down. So so as long as you get that, that'll be what we need to start with. But this is how I'm doing mine. So, and I need that to be just a little bit more ripped, closer to the mark. Okay, so that's that side. Yeah, I've always liked the look of the ripped edges, but I don't do that much of it, but I've kind of really been into it here lately. Okay, so that's that one. Now the next measurement we're going to do is we need to make a mark at 4 inches and at 7 3/4. So 4 and 7 3/4, and the 7 3/4 is twofold. One, the pages inside need to be a little bit smaller anyway, and then also it gives us a measurement beyond this so that this comes off. So that's what this part is going to be here. So this is just getting our file folder into the sizes and shapes to get the little booklet pages from. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rip at this mark, and I'm doing them one at a time too. It's just a little too much, but once you rip them they will want to stick together a little bit at the. Okay, so I'm just doing this carefully because I don't want to have to start over if it tends to rip across or something. Okay, so there's those two. Now, we'll open the this one, and we'll make a mark at 5 inches, and when I line up the edge of the ruler, I line it up at the mark that the tear ruler left a little engraved mark here. I don't go by the torn part, but I go by that little edge that the tear ruler left. And then I'm going to put a mark at 5 here, and a mark at 5 here, and then I'm going to tear this in two. And this becomes your the very back, the pocket. Now, maybe I said that too soon. These very carefully rip along that fold line that's already there. Okay, and the ones that I want to use for the pocket in the back are these with the lines. That way they're kind of more hidden. So this is going to be your back, and I did write this down on a little piece of paper. I did write better than that, but for this, and then this is your front covers. Now this is going to be your pages. And here, we're going to do it at 5 again. So that we can rip these in two. I thought I got that mark off, but let me get it over here where I can see it just a little bit better. Well, it's not enough off, but we'll fix it. Now, that did make a lot of difference actually. Now, these are your pages. Now I want to put just a little bit of coffee dye on mine, so I'm going to pause the camera while I do that part, and then I will be back when it's time to do the next step. If you don't want to do any staining or anything like that, but you want to ink the edges, then this will be the time to ink the edges. Okay, so I have coffee dyed my pages, and then I went ahead and cut out the dictionary pages for each of them. Now, I'm not inking the edges of the dictionary pages because they are so fragile. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is just using my homemade glue mixture, and I'm just going to be gluing them on like so. And so I'm going to do that, and then I will be back with these finished, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I've done all the pages minus these two, and I thought I would do these for you to see how I'm doing and what I'm doing, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I have my little mat here, and oh, that's not what I'm doing. I stepped into the living room to tell my husband I was going to be filming again, and he had something on YouTube playing, and I sat down and watched it, and now my brain don't want to work. So, alright, so what I'm doing is putting way too much glue on the back of this piece of newspaper. Not newspaper, this dictionary. But I'm going to pick it up all gentle like. And you can see I've already done this on this side. So my goal is to put this down very close as possible I don't think I could have done that again if I tried. I don't know if you can see that. Now I am going to step over here to the iron and iron this dry, and I will be right back. And while that one is getting the heat treatment, I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm going to do this one. I've got my glue way over here to the side, so I'm having to reach across to get it. Okay. I think I went off the edge a little bit. Yep, I surely did. Alrighty. Now, make sure I got that right way up. And this right way up. Now let's see how close I am on this one. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I'm going to step back to the iron and do both of these. Okay, now we are ready for assembly. So I've got my front covers. This is the back pocket and this is the pages. I'll set that aside for a minute. Somehow this one came out just slightly taller, but I'm going to use that to my advantage. So this is going to be the outside. This will be the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue right down this edge like so, and I'm going to give it two passes on each line so it's held together really good. And the fact that it skips a little bit, I'm getting near the bottom, so I think it's getting some air bubbles. So yeah, I tend to look at things, figure out how they're done, and then jump in with both feet and then do something that isn't necessarily what someone new into something would do. I don't know how else to explain what I'm trying to say. The example that I have is when I learned to knit. I was 14 when I learned to knit, but I didn't actually pick up knitting and actually do it until I was I think I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, or my older daughter, and so I was 23 at the time, so I would take my knitting to the doctor's appointments and all that, and so I started knitting a sweater for myself that used two threads at the same time, and then in the knitting of it I mixed one color with the main color and made a design all the way up from the bottom to the top, and on both sleeves in, I think it was 7 different colors. Maybe it's 5 different colors. Anyway, the point that I'm making is whenever I decided to do something new, I don't start out with something little and simple. I jump in head over heels first thing, and that's kind of what I'm feeling about this project. But it's a little bit overwhelming because it is a lot of pieces and parts. So let me press this with the iron. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's this pocket done. It's got a natural opening there. So it's very good to put a tag in or a journaling card. So the next thing we're going to do now is layer up. Now, these pages, they're a little bit just warped, excuse me, because that's what pages do. So I kind of put them in sets, sort of, kind of. So I want this way, and this way, I believe is right. And let me go back and make sure that I did that right. So it's actually, yeah, right, then left. I really think that might be ought to go the other way around, this way, and then this way. Yes. And then this way, and then this way. And then this is the outside cover, or it's not really outside cover, but okay, so here we go. So this is left, and then right, and then left, and then right, and then left, and then right, and then the back. Yeah, that's how I want it. So what I am going to do now is put those that way, these that way. I am not putting eyelets in this one, mainly because coming in too far, it well, I suppose I could, but if I do, I'm not going to do it on camera because it's just too involved. But I really just want to get the project done. So I'll put it this way. I'm not going to put eyelets, but if you want to put eyelets, you put eyelets, because I've already put eyelets in the first project. So what I am going to do is take my ruler. That was me pulling it out of the metal can I keep it in. So what I did on the other one was I came in an inch up on either side and made me some dots right roughly 1/4 of an inch in. So I'm going to do that here and get my measurements. So, and I'm just using a regular hole punch, the one I was using yesterday when I made the other project that had the handle on it like that. I tried putting it through these thicknesses with a pocket, I think, or something. I don't remember. Anyway, I broke it, so it will not be going into the project. But the ones made for the office and the ones made for crafts are totally different. So in this case, I will take the one made for the office because it's meant to last, and the ones made for crafts are not meant to last. That I can tell you. So I'm going to put these to the side this way, these to the side this way. Now this side gets holes in it. And I'm just sort of guesstimating that side, where the holes go. And And then this gets a hole. And this one I need to go up a little further with that one. Okay, so that's that side. Well, can't even see it. And that side. Okay, so there's the back and the two covers. Now, these go this way. And these are also a 1/2 inch shorter than the other ones. So on these I went 1 inch. On these I'm only going to go 3/4 of an inch, and that'll give me my 1/2 overall. Well, you know what? That's not right. I did make them all the same length. It was the papers that are different. See how I'm confusing myself? Yeah, by the time that you're finished with this project, you'll be like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. Oh my goodness. Alright, that one. You know what, the way I did the other one was I did it just like this. That way I made sure I had them in the right place. So I don't see a problem with doing that again, and I know I'm getting papers all over the place. Not papers, what am I trying to say? Well, I guess it is paper, ain't it? It's these little things that this thing's shooting out. Okay. I sure hope I'm putting that on the right side. Yes, okay. When I get in a hurry, I tend to lose track of what I'm doing. And I don't know why I feel like I'm in a hurry, but I guess because I've tried to do this off and on all day and just kept getting interrupted and just becoming harder to get in. So, alright, so let's do it. So right, then left, then right. Oh, that's a yes. Right, then left. I'll get it figured out in a minute. And then that one. And then that one. Yay! Oh my goodness. How many more is stuck in there? There's a few. Okay. Okay, I have decided to decorate the journal and put pockets and stuff in because I realized with my other journal I tied it before I decorated it, and so the pockets added thickness, and I want to make sure that I don't have it too tight whenever I put the pockets and stuff in. So what I've got is some cutouts from some magazine pages that I've just run through some tea just to give them a little color so they weren't stark white. And then I have my little box over here in case I want to get more or change something out. I've got some of my label bases with decoupaged dictionary pages on to use as bases for pockets and stuff. So basically for the next few minutes I'm just going to figure out what I want to put where, and do some a little bit of decorating. So the first thing I want to do is cut this woman down a little straight. Whenever I harvest images from magazines, I just cut around whatever it is, and then I'll define it a little better when I use it. So that's what this is. Still got that off just a little bit. And I would like to put her on a base if I have one big enough. But I might not, although that's awfully close. But she is just literally for decoration, so I could just stick her down the way she is. I think I'm going to get one more thing. Well, that's crooked. My goodness. It'll end up being too small by the time I get it torn. Okay. I do not have any decal edge scissors. I need me a little trash box so I don't have to pick all this stuff up later. I'll use one of these old dictionary pages just to sort of catch stuff. So I'm going to be cutting kind of off camera a little bit. I just want to nip the edges a little bit of this picture just to get the straightness off of it. So it sort of looks a little bit more haphazard. Not too bad. Now, let's see if my ink's still wet enough to give it a little bit of color. Yep. Yay. Alright. I'm going to use a piece of this file folder as my little glue stick thing, because the ones that I was using before, I haven't washed them yet. Although I do have more up there on my shelf. I don't know why I didn't get it. Alright, she's a go, I think. As long as my glue will cooperate. Flip back over here. I'm not done with you yet. Like an unruly child. They want to run off before you're through telling them what they need to know. Okay. So I'm going to put her about there. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Just give it some nippy Well, I could just make it like a stamp, sort of. I just want enough off of it to, so that it doesn't look it doesn't have the straight edges. Obviously I can't think and talk at the same time. Okay, that works. Oh, well, I must be getting down to the end of the thing, and did you see me forget to ink it? So let's just give it a little bit of a something there. Okay. Not the best ink job out there, that's for sure. Okay. Now, these two pages are the two front covers, and that's where I wanted these two pieces to be. And after these two, I think I'll start putting the little pockets on. And I got a box of stamps that I can stamp a few things from. So let's now do that. Put these to the side for now. I might get one more out of that. Not sure. Okay. So I know that I want a pocket in here, which way's the writing. And these, I think I might have done a video on these. Seems like I did. If I did, I will find it and link it. But right now I can't remember if I did or not, or if it's just my imagination. That could be anybody's guess. Now, what did I do with that bottle of glue? Hey, I made a rhyme. Well, I guess I'm using this glue because I don't know what happened to my little bitty one I had right here. I guess when I go back and watch the video, I'll see it. Maybe. Okay. Now, this is a bottle I have to stick the pin back in every time. I'm going to try this one. And again, this is the ink pad that come unglued at the bottom, so it's a little unruly. I just found this stamp this past weekend. Oh, that's crap. Sorry. No, it's not. That didn't turn out well. So, and I know I've got a lot of ink on it. I'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I guess maybe it needs a good clean. Anyway, what I was saying was my husband and I drove an hour and a half to go pick up a plant for my daughter that I'll be taking to her this weekend. Me and my two daughters grow rare and unique house plants, and my older daughter sells them, and me and my younger daughter just collect them. Yeah, that one's shot for now. So anyway, so I've got this this house plant in here that I'm gonna leave Friday and go visit my parents and take it to her. But while we were there, we went into some thrift stores and a few antique stores, and I found that stamp and maybe a couple others. And yeah, it's not the best, is it? Well, I'm going to change this up a little bit, see if I can hide it. Alright. I remember watching somebody. Yeah, look at that, much better. Okay. Yeah, I think this other one, the rubber's probably gotten hard. It just needs a good cleaning. Okay. So that is that. Now let's find one for this side. The one thing I am going to do with this one is not put them all on the bottom, so that the pockets and tucks and things like that are more distributed. So I'm going to look and see if I've got a longer one. No, I don't have one that long, but I'm going to check and see anyway. Nope. I didn't think I did, but we're going to turn this into a little side tuck. At least that's the plan. Alright. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I found my glue. It had rolled into the floor beside my foot. The bad news is my camera ran out of memory and had stopped filming, and I didn't realize it until my husband came home with groceries, and I went to stop the camera and realized it wasn't on. So I ended up decorating the rest of it without you seeing it. So, but what I'm going to do now, since I've got everything all lined back up, is I'm going to go ahead and tie it off so that you can see how to do that, and then we'll look at what I've done. So I'm going to use jute, and I'm going to be cutting quite a long length to tie it with, because of the way I want to tie it on the outside when it's done. So so what I'm going to do, well, I guess you'll kind of see it when I do this, but do it this way, and this way, and this way, and I'm going to start on this side. So this is going to be the left hand, this is all the left hand pages. And I might have done this too long, but it'll be alright. I can always cut it, but I can't add any more to it. So what you want to do is put your back on, and all the pages that line up on the left side is what I'm starting with, but you can start with either side. Just make sure that you line these up with this side of your back. And yeah, I probably did get this way too long, but like I said, I have a plan. If you want to put more ephemera or thicker ephemera in your little book, then leave your knots a little bit loose so it can grow without, if you make it too tight, then it'll get the alligator look and then the pages won't turn. So if you want to put more in it, just leave it a little bit loose. It's better to be a little bit loose than a little bit too tight. So I'm just making mine sort of snug, because I really won't be adding much more. I've got just a couple little pockets that don't have anything in it, but that's really about it. So so that's one. Now there's obviously more ways to tie this off that uses less string or gives you a different look. I'm sure you could bind these two together here, do the same thing on the other side, but I want to also use these as the closure, so that's why I'm using more string than technically is required. But like I said, just tie it snug but not overly tight. And then also just consider what you may or may not be adding to it in the future if you need to give it just a little extra room. Okay, so there's that side. Now, these, turn this over this way and put those like that. Yeah, my husband came home with groceries, and I reached up to pause the camera and realized that it had stopped completely. So I took a look at it to see kind of where it was, and realized there was no way I could go back and really undo it. So I just I had like 2 little pockets or something to finish, and I just went in and finished those and then carried on. So here we are. Alright. And one more. I think I'm cutting the strings longer every time I cut one. This is also a little bit more rustic. Oops. Sorry about that. Just bang the camera. Usually I'm banging the light with my head or my glasses. But, yeah, I definitely wasn't watching where I was going with that one. Okay. Okay, let's get it all opened back out. And I want to close it up and then open it up properly to have a look at it. Okay. So, and I forgot to put a tag in the back, but just remember that you do have this pocket in the very back that you can put a tag in. I wish I, let me go find a tag to put in there. It's little, but it will serve the purpose for right now. And I might just leave it. Okay, so here's the front. This little woman out of a art magazine and a little label. I'll link the video for that. After it dried, I realized it was a little bit crooked, but it'll pass. Then you open it up, and here's the first pocket. I put in some, these are the really heavy cardstock, and I haven't backed them yet. But I did ink the edges and stick them in here as kind of flat tags. Over here, this is just decoration because this is the right-hand cover. Inside here's a tuck spot. I haven't put anything in it. This is also a tuck spot. I didn't put anything in. A little pocket here with a little teeny tiny envelope. I've not put anything in the envelope yet, but I will. And here is another tuck spot. Here's another one of those tags in a little pocket. This is just decoration. Here I made a belly band with just a little bit of a decorative text and stuck that right in there. This has a little corner pocket. Here's another tuck spot with one of those little envelopes, and like I said, I haven't put anything in it yet. I really like that. Turn that away. Wonder if it would go in that way. Nope. Oh well. That'll work. And then the last one has this, and this said sunflower, that said sunflower, so I thought, okay, I gotta put that there. And then of course the pocket here that you can put a tag pretty much as tall as you want to there. So let's close it back up and see if I can remember now how I was going to do this. I practiced on the other one. So hopefully I can remember how I wanted to do this one. So I wanted to bring it this way. And then bring these this way. And I know that's really, what's the word that I hear a lot? Fiddly. It's a little bit fiddly, but I think it's going to look really good once I get the string tied, and especially if I tie it like that. And what I might actually do, well, I could do a loose bow. Bring these all the way through. Yeah, I like that. Now let's give those a cut. Alright. Now, I'm not going to open it back up because I just have to tie it right back up. But let me move. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you'll give this project a go. It is a little bit detailed and intense, but I believe the end result is worth the effort.